Natalie, what was that?
That? Wait, are you talking about my fiancé I introduced today? Dad seems to like him. I don't think anything weird happened.
What? Are you serious? That's why you'll always be poor.
What are you trying to say? If you have something to say, just say it.
Did you see the wine your fiancé brought today? Bringing such a cheap wine from the mall for future in-laws. Seriously? Such a completely clueless and poor choice. I was shocked, honestly.
Well, maybe it's a wine that you can buy from the mall, but I don't think it was that bad. Plus, Dad likes wine from that store. He was being thoughtful, Mom.
Your dad's preferences don't matter. He came to introduce himself as a fiancé. He'll be your future husband, Natalie. He should have brought more luxurious gifts. It's common sense.
But
unlike you, your sister Hannah understands these things. Last week, her husband gave us an expensive barbecue grill, you know. So it's natural to give us more luxurious gifts for an important day like this. Compared to you,
Hannah, who married into a wealthy family, is on a whole different level. She's such a perfect daughter.
What?
That's what you wanted to say, right? I've heard that line so many times. So, is that all you wanted to say? If you're not gonna bother to get to know my fiancé and keep saying whatever you want, I'll end our conversation.
See? Here you go again. I'm telling you, you should fix your attitude. I went to the trouble of arranging a marriage with a wealthy man, and you rejected it. I thought you were dating a much wealthier man, but he's just a dirty, shabby, poor loser. You keep complaining and being stubborn. You never listen to me.
I'm not living just to please you, Mom.
Here you go again. Don't you disrespect me.
Are you gonna repeat the same conversation? You always say that talking with me is a waste of time. But do you realize that you're the one initiating the conversation 90% of the time?
Oh, really? Honestly, you're just jealous of Hannah, who married a wealthy man and is filial to me. It's so embarrassing.
So, is that all you wanted to say?
What?
It seems like it. I don't want to waste any more time, so bye, Mom. Hey, sis. Thanks for coming today. I'm sorry for asking you to meet with us suddenly while you're busy with work.
Hey, sis, you don't have to apologize. Since my favorite sister is introducing her fiancé, not going wasn't an option. I need to make sure Mom doesn't say anything weird, and I have to keep an eye on things.
Thank you so much for that. Thanks to you, it went smoothly and it ended well. As expected, Mom sent me mean texts just now.
I knew it. You don't have to worry about that, Natalie. Marrying a wealthy man Mom chose is ridiculous. I'd be happy if you ended up with someone you truly love, Natalie.
Thank you. By the way, your husband seemed to have sent something expensive to Mom again. Is everything okay?
Yeah, seems that way.
He used your credit card to buy and send it to Mom, right? Why not change your card information?
Well, I thought about that, but I figured this was a good time and I have a plan. So, don't worry about it.
A plan?
I'll tell you about it when we meet this weekend.
Okay, got it. Anyway, why does your husband keep sending expensive things to Mom one after another? Isn't it a bit unusual to give that much to your mother-in-law?
Oh, right. I didn't tell you, did I?
Tell me what?
My husband's mom isn't his biological mother.
Really?
His biological mom passed away when he was 5. My husband's current mom is the woman his father married a few years ago, so he doesn't see her as his mother. I don't know if that's the reason, but he seems to treat our mom as if she were his real mom.
Ah, I see. I get the situation. But using the wife's money to treat the mother-in-law...
And especially that kind of mother-in-law, you know? Well, yeah. I'll tell you more about it when we meet next time.
Got it. Well, I know you are smart and know what to do. But if you ever need help, I'm always here for you.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I know you're busy with preparations for your wedding in 6 months. If there's anything I can help with, I'm always here for you too.
Thank you, sis.
Natalie, you go ahead and break off the engagement now. Cancel today's wedding.
What are you talking about? You can't just say that on the day of the wedding. I have no intention or reason to do that.
Oh, I already contacted the venue to cancel, so it's fine.
What?
The wealthy guy I arranged for you before is still interested in you. He's willing to support us with a retirement fund of $100,000 if you marry him. So you have no choice but to marry him.
No.
What?
The cancellation notice came from the venue for us to double-check. Of course, we have no intention of canceling, and we've confirmed that the wedding will take place as planned today.
What did you say?
We are already in the midst of preparations.
What about the wealthy man? Are you really gonna disrespect your mother again?
What are you talking about? I didn't ask to arrange a marriage for me. You did it on your own.
What's your attitude? I made a reservation at a luxury restaurant, and you're gonna meet that wealthy man tonight. I absolutely won't allow you to marry that poor guy.
Hey, Mom. After that, I immediately asked the staff to have you leave, but why did you come to the wedding dressed up like you were going to a funeral?
Because, considering the scale of the wedding, I thought it would be appropriate to dress up like that.
What do you mean?
Your wedding literally looks like a funeral. Your husband is a dirty, shabby, poor loser. The guests are only about 20 people, right? Both the husband and the wedding are too lame. In such a lame, poor couple's wedding, it's pitiful to see poor people laughing and enjoying themselves. Even if you dress up well in such a poor-looking place, the dress will just get dirty.
We invited only close family to keep the guest list small, as inviting from the groom's side would be endless.
Well, it doesn't matter. My goal is to prevent your wedding. If I ruined your wedding like that, the groom will probably give up on you, right? Now, hurry up and come home. You're gonna meet the wealthy man tonight.
I'm going on a honeymoon now.
What? Honeymoon?
I went through with the wedding until the end without you, Mom. We already registered our marriage, too.
What did you say? The wedding venue was in fuss earlier.
It calmed down quickly.
What?
I informed all the staff and guests at the venue that they should be cautious of you from the beginning. I made sure that if you came, they wouldn't let you into the venue. I also informed the security guard.
Really?
Well, unfortunately, it looks like some staff got money from you and helped you. Everything got sorted out by asking for the right punishment for that person, so I'll let the venue handle the rest.
Wait a minute.
Putting that aside, Mom, don't you know who I married?
Huh?
Haven't you heard from my sister?
Why are you bringing up your sister now?
I see. You still have no interest in stories related to me, huh? You are calling my fiancé a poor loser, but he's gonna be the next president of the parent company of the company where Hannah's husband works.
What? The parent company? The next president? No way! Then why did he come to our house in dirty workwear?
Well, you made him show up within an hour by threatening not to approve the marriage while he was still at work. He didn't have time to change, so he hurriedly bought a wine and came to our house. He regretted that he couldn't prepare properly at that time.
So why the workwear then?
That company has a painting company as its subsidiary. He has been assigned as a president of that company for now.
What?
He sometimes goes to the painting site himself, so he wears workwear. You judge him based on his outfit and call him dirty and shabby.
Why didn't you say that first? If I had known, none of this would have happened.
I didn't want to say it.
What? Why?
At the time of Hannah's marriage, your selfish plan to marry your daughters into rich families just for your gain was so obvious.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, don't play dumb. Retirement money of $100,000 as a reason for me to get married? Seriously, that's just a lame and self-centered thing to say.
Not...
And also, that man you are trying to get me married to, he's exactly the poor loser that you hate.
What?
My fiancé investigated who you were trying to get me married to. Firstly, it was revealed that he was the man who proposed to me 2 years ago. Furthermore, it turned out that he had embezzled at his workplace.
Embezzlement?
That is how he prepared the retirement fund of $100,000.
No way!
If you had accepted it, you would have been an accomplice to embezzlement. In the end, it's a good thing I decided to marry someone else, right?
Well,
So, Mom, I am cutting ties with you from today onwards.
What are you saying? I won't allow such a thing! Since you are marrying a wealthy man, you should share your blessing with me.
I really hate that kind of thinking.
Huh?
You married Dad because he was running his own company that time. Dad used to live a luxurious life when he was young, didn't he? But the business went bad, and Dad had to close the company and become an ordinary office worker. Nevertheless, Dad worked hard to ensure our family could live a decent life. Both Hannah and I had no complaints about it. But, Mom, you could not give up your previous extravagant habits. Even so, our lives are not for you to satisfy your greed.
What? Oh, I see. I understand. Well, it's fine. I still have Hannah, after all. My precious daughter who married a wealthy man for my sake.
Hannah got divorced not too long ago.
What? Divorced?
First of all, Hannah's marriage started when the president of her workplace asked her to take on the role of the next president.
What? Hannah is the next president?
After that, she ended up in an arranged marriage with the president's son. But it turns out he's a bit tight with money.
What? Tight with money?
Yes. In the first place, the reason Hannah was asked to become the president was because the son who was originally supposed to take over the company turned out to be unfit for the role.
What?
But Hannah's husband is wealthy and he spends money well, right?
He frequently gives me expensive gifts.
Do you know where that money for the gift you received from this stingy son comes from? It comes from Hannah's earnings.
What?
He used Hannah's credit card that were registered in an online shop to buy gifts for you. When Hannah noticed this, she changed the credit card information to her father-in-law's.
What?
Of course, she got the permission to do that. But do you know what happened next?
What?
Now his father knows that his son committed credit card fraud. Regardless of family members, using credit cards without permission is a fraud. Moreover, the total amount of fraudulent use was nearly $50,000.
$50,000?
It's insane, right? I guess he didn't care because no one ever said anything to him about it before. At first, he only bought small things like food, clothes, and accessories. But recently, he spent $5,000 at once without hesitation. So that's why Hannah decided to divorce. Of course, she demanded the money he used with the credit card. She also decided not to pursue becoming the next president and quit her job. Currently, she's looking for a new job.
What? Resigned? She gave up the position of the next president and is currently unemployed? What is she thinking? I thought she was a daughter dutifully entering into a wealthy marriage. I never expected she would do such a disrespectful thing to me.
I don't see it as disrespectful, and I find your reaction unreasonable.
My reaction is unreasonable?
Anyway, it's been a long story. But neither Hannah nor I will live our lives the way you want.
What?
Just so you know, behind most sweet tales, there's usually a catch.
Hey, Natalie!
We're about to arrive at the airport, so goodbye. While I was on my honeymoon, Hannah took care of most things. Hannah severed ties with Mom, blocked her, and my dad decided to divorce her. My husband and I also disowned Mom. My husband also cut ties with Hannah's ex-husband. Originally, they knew each other, and that's how I met my husband. Despite everything that happened, I'm happy that I was able to marry my husband. My mom, who lost all her source of money, sought help from relatives while crying. But all my relatives know that she tried to ruin my wedding. Nobody helped an insane woman like her. Therefore, she reluctantly began working part-time, but her extravagant habits seem to remain the same. She spends almost all her money on payday, leading to days of accumulating debt. I can see her living through hell in enormous debt soon. Well, I wish her the best.